She will usher in the eternal paradise, a place with no pain, no hunger, no sickness, no old age. There will be no greed or war, and all will live by God's grace alone. This is a quote said by Claudia Wolf in the game Silent Hill 3. And it really makes me wonder, what exactly does she mean by paradise? Hello, my name is Author. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to talk about the topic of paradise in the Silent Hill franchise. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into it. So I thought we would start off by talking about the home of eternal paradise. This is a concept of relative prominence mentioned numerous times throughout the Silent Hill series. It is one of the central beliefs of the local religious organization known as the Order, and is essentially their heaven. The Order uses paradise to entice followers into its religion. The concept of an idyllic plane of existence is first touched upon by Dahlia Gillespie, who believes that the revival of her religion as deity will bring about the creation of what she believes to be paradise, and will only be accomplished through the complete destruction or extinction of humanity. There are myths in the Order's past which expound upon the idea of paradise as being a gift to humanity from the Order's God, though these same myths say she died while attempting to create this place of eternal happiness. Though she had died, before her death, she made a promise that she would return one day. Certain members of the Order believe the return of God will mean the establishment of paradise. Visions of paradise may differ from believer to believer, with those ideas of an ideal place colored by their view of the world. For example, Claudia Wolf believes paradise to be a peaceful utopian place where all walks of life will be delivered, along with no war, famine, illness, or aging, while her father Leonard believes the Order's God will only open paradise to those who have maintained faith. Claudia claims that everyone can be happy just by being there. By performing an unnamed ritual in her own house, Dahlia was able to let her daughter, Alessa Gillespie, carry God within her. Before the ritual could be completed, Alessa's soul fractured, ruining Dahlia's plans. Alessa, though a child, was nevertheless slightly aware of her mother's insidious hopes and deliberately severed her soul in the desire to somehow still feel happiness. This missing piece of Alessa manifested itself as Cheryl. Before completion, the ritual was interrupted by Travis Grady, and Alessa was left severely burnt and disfigured, yet still surviving as a side effect of either the ritual or a second incantation performed by the Order. Travis made a hasty attempt to get what should have been a terminally burnt child to Alchemilla Hospital, desperate to have her daughter made whole so the ritual could be concluded. Dahlia cast a spell that would in time draw back the missing half, Cheryl, to Silent Hill via the child's mysterious will. When the two halves were made whole in the events of the first game, God's manifestation as either incubator or incubus was briefly brought into existence, this existence being terminated soon after by Harry Mason. In Silent Hill 3, Claudia Wolf tries to fulfill paradise yet again by using Heather Mason, who has God, in her womb. If the player attempts to attack Claudia or fails to use Heather's Aglaophotis, Heather births God and becomes a sacrifice in the process. Walter Sullivan attempts to complete the 21 sacraments to unleash paradise. The Crimson Tome notes, "The 21 sacraments be not, but the 21 heresies, to give birth to a world of wickedness within the blessed realm of our Lord, be blasphemy and the work of the devil." Next, I thought we could talk about some quotes regarding paradise from the Silent Hill franchise. So, in this town, there are a lot of painful memories, and there are people who want to forget those memories and escape. They think that if they forget, then the pain will disappear. But even if you do forget, the pain will always be there. It won't go away. You can try to hide it, but you can't run from it. You can't run from yourself, says Sybil Bennett in Silent Hill 3. I think this quote has a bit of a double meaning. I think it's not only referring to the fact that you cannot escape your painful memories, but also that you cannot escape the truth of Silent Hill, which is that it's all a metaphor for the human psyche and what lies within us. If you try to change the past, the future will change too, says Christopher da Silva in Silent Hill, Downfall. I'm not really sure how this relates to paradise, but I do think it's worth mentioning because it's a very interesting idea and a very good point that he brings up. People who pretend to be strong are actually the weakest of all, says James Shepard in Silent Hill 4, The Room. I find this quote to be interesting because the strongest character in Silent Hill 4 is arguably the protagonist, Henry Townshend, who pretty much plays the role of every single character in his little town and shows us that he is the strongest of them all. However, I do think there could be a bit of a twist to this quote, and that it may be speaking about those who pretend to be pious. Perhaps like Dahlia Gillespie, or even Father Daniel, perhaps the truest form of strength in the Silent Hill universe is to embrace your inner demons rather than pretending that they don't exist. What do you guys think? Sometimes the truth is better than a lie, no matter how comforting that lie might be, says Sybil Bennett in Silent Hill 3. I definitely agree with this. In Silent Hill 3, Sybil is telling Heather this, and I think it's very true, because in the game, Heather has been lied to her entire life and has never really known the truth of anything. Why does God abandon us when we need Him the most? Asks Father Daniel in Silent Hill 2. This is a very interesting question, and one that many people around the world ask themselves when they are faced with a horrible situation. And unfortunately, it's a question that does not have an answer. Well, I think that's a great way to end this video. And thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you love this content and want to see more just like it, then make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much once again for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.